It's Elizabeth with the Inner Light Moon Oracle here on this full moon in Scorpio, but also in Libra. Technically in the sky we're in Libra. And it's also the first day of summer according to the Chinese solar terms. So that's a cause for celebration as well as the full moon. A little second here, we're going to pull a few cards and do the full moon reading for everybody. Okay, so if you could take a moment and just sink into your center, take a few breaths. And then see if there's a card here that resonates with you. A pile. Choose a pile. Very good. Okay, we are going to start with the leftmost pile. So for those who chose a left pile, the card of your new moon, of this full moon, is dance. Dance and celebration of life. And then behind you, we have the dream card. And before you, we have another fire card, the essence of fire. Lots of fire coming up for you, my left pile people. So let's start with dance. This is an action card of fire, and obviously it's a great time to get out and move your body. If you're feeling stagnant at all, that's the thing to do, is to move and celebrate the body that you have. Celebrate any movement that you can actually do and see how great it feels. And if it's not feeling great, just keep moving until it does. And coming into this full moon, you're coming from this dream card, Wu Po Shamaness. This is an intuition card. This shamaness, she has this veil that sort of represents the veil between the invisible and visible realms, and she's standing right there in the center as a conduit between both the seen and the unseen worlds. And there may be just some resistance to your intuition, or there may be the feeling that information's not coming through like you'd want it to. And your body is just this amazing vehicle to receive that spiritual connection. The more we're in our body, the more that we can receive the information from our higher self. And then coming up for you, my left pile folks, is the essence of fire. So really connecting into this element, the fire element. We're starting summer, so we're moving into this fire season. And in Chinese five element theory, fire is the element for summer. Lots of action, high action. The essence cards also represent the beginning of something, the beginning of a new passion or new drive, or igniting something new coming up for you. So for my left pile folks, that's your full moon reading. Thank you for being here and listening. I'm Elizabeth again with the Inner Light Moon Oracle. And we're going to move on to the middle pile. So if you chose a middle pile, this is the card for your full moon. Another fire card. Generosity, sharing gifts brings appreciation. And then behind you, we have the phoenix, transformation. From the fire, a deep and lasting change. And before you is the Kuan Yin card, compassion and forgiveness. So let's start with the card of your. Actually, I kind of want to start with the Phoenix card, because when the Phoenix card shows up, you're coming from this place of transformation, from the fire, a deep and lasting change. This is sort of the past events that brought you into the current card. And the Phoenix card is really about, you have to give birth. This Phoenix is going to come out of the egg and transform into this gorgeous, powerful firebird, and there's no stopping the firebird. And there may have been some pretty intense, if that's the case, information card for you, because it indicates that you're going through this evolution for yourself. And, there may have been some rocky bumps along the way. And we're coming into this card, generosity. Sharing gifts brings appreciation. So this is your fire, another fire card showing up. So lots of fire for this full moon. And maybe you've kind of felt hesitant about sharing your gifts, or maybe you've been, maybe you haven't felt safe enough, frankly, to, sing your song, speak your truth, or be very open with your beliefs. And if that's the case, protecting yourself is also okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. But knowing that for you, that this can be a possibility, that you can transform your perspective and transform your beliefs to the point where you really are valued and know your value, and then you can share your gifts freely and be happy about that. Maybe in work there's been some bumps again coming up, or people that have not been in alignment with you. And so for you, coming into this cycle is the forgiveness card, Kuan Yin, compassionate and forgiveness. And really, once you can forgive yourself and forgive others who have maybe said something inappropriate, or maybe not valued you as you should be valued, knowing that that's a reflection on them and not a reflection on you. And the most important thing is for you to value yourself and trust yourself and know that you have wonderful gifts to share. So for my middle pile folks, this is your full moon reading. Thank you for listening. I'm Elizabeth with Inner Light Moon Oracle. And now we're going to go on to the far right pile. If you chose the far right pile, we have this card for your full moon, which is the seed card, Patience in Darkness for Seeds to Root. And then behind you is the retreat card, Chang'e, accompanied by the Jade Rabbit. And then before you is the late summer season of Earth. So my right pile, folks, this is a water card. It's the first time we're kind of seeing the water energy show up in the readings today. And it's water and fire being opposites. It's very Chinese medicine, 5-element theory really likes to harmonize opposites. So it's okay, even though we're moving into the season of fire, that if you're in the seed, water state, patience and darkness for seed to root, it's no problem. It's sort of like the mirror image of what other people are experiencing, and every yin has its yang. So if this is the state you're in, here is the full moon here shining on this seed. You really can't rush this process. I guess people do try with chemicals to make things grow faster, but there's nothing like just allowing the organic and natural flow of life and patience for things to take their natural course. So that's your card for this full moon. And then behind you, you're coming from this place of retreat. We see the Chani. She's the Chinese moon goddess, and she's accompanied by this jade rabbit who's pounding out the elixir of life in its mortar and pestle there. And behind her is the crystal palace where she lives. And this retreat card is really about taking space for yourself, doing wonderful and kind things for yourself. The rabbit zodiac is the animal of elegance, very shy, very little quivering, can actually, rabbits can injure themselves very easily. So it's just really taking this personal and protective space and going into your moon, your inner wisdom, your inner light, and spending time with yourself in retreat to come to connect to yourself. And that's going to allow this seed to really root. It's giving you the space to let your ideas kind of sink in and be discovered by you. And then we're moving into, for the right pile folks, moving into late summer, the season of earth. So you see this cornucopia here and this harvest abundance coming up. This says late summer up here. And this earth season is sort of in between the four normal seasons. You know, earth is kind of like this balance element. It's centered, it's in the middle, and it has this element of just nurturing, relaxing, enjoying. And in this time in particular, to look back on the work you've done and really appreciate all the hard work that has brought the harvest to you, that has brought you to where you are in this transitional time, this late summer season of earth, when you're sort of, you know, like fall hasn't quite started and summer's sort of winding down and you're just in this sort of transitional state. So, right pile folks, that is your full moon reading in Libra and in Scorpio, depending on how you like to calculate the full moon. I'm Elizabeth with the Inner Light Moon Oracle. Thank you so much for joining me on this full moon reading. We have the Inner Light Moon deck and the Inner Light Moon guidebook in the link in the bio to purchase, and the guidebook definitely goes into like a card by card explanation of all the different the spiritual path, and also the 5 elements, which are what I consider the minor arcana in this deck. So thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful, beautiful full moon, everybody, and many blessings. See you next time.